All right, let's move on to Browns-Steelers. Browns-Steelers is next up. This is going to be a lot of fun. Cleveland-Pittsburgh. Total opens up at 50, goes up to 51. Pittsburgh opens up at -4. They're now -3.5-point favorites. Let's see where the money is right now in this spot. Money pouring in on the over. Money and tickets pouring in on the over. And not a surprise because of the vividness. Well, let's not simplify it, but at this point, 69% of the cash, 56% of the tickets on the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield tosses a season-high 247 yards and 2 touchdowns against the NFL's number 1 defense in their 32-23 home win over the Colts on Sunday. And when I read and wrote 247 yards, I was like, really? That's a season-high. Interesting. 4-1, 1-1 on the road are these Browns going up against the undefeated Steelers, 4-0, 3-0 at home. Browns are 4-1 for the first time since '94, Bill Belichick's 4th season. Landry has 4 catches for 88 yards. Mayfield injures his ribs in the 4th quarter. X-rays came back negative. He says he's good to go this Sunday, but bruised ribs are could be an issue against a tough Steelers defense. Kareem Hunt ran for 20 times for 72 yards, handling the Chubb absence well. Ernest Johnson 8 times for 32 yards. Myles Garrett got a 6 sack and a safety. Right guard Wyatt Teller strained his left calf in the first quarter, didn't return. Hubbard took a spot. Ronnie Harrison suffered a concussion, their safety. Rookie linebacker Jacob Phillips injured his knee in the second half, underwent an MRI. Defensive end Olivier Vernon left with a groin injury in the 4th quarter. They're all questionable this week. Defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi, linebacker Tay Davis, and safety Carl Joseph all remain out. And we get to the Steelers. So we talked about Claypool. I mean, he's the first Steeler player to score 4 times in the game since wide receiver Roy Jefferson did in 1968. First rookie since at least 1950 to catch 3 touchdowns and add another on the ground. The first Canadian to have 3 receiving touchdowns in one game since Joe Rooney of the Duluth Eskimos, October 23rd, 1927.
Joe Rooney from Duluth.
I had to look up the Duluth Eskimos. And
it's made up.
It's not made up. I had to look them up. That was 6 years before the Steelers were established. Roethlisberger goes 27-34, 239 yards. They convert 11 of 15 third downs. Ray McLeod rushes twice for 63 yards. Connor 15 times for 44 yards. And they nearly squandered that lead. I couldn't believe my eyes. There were times where the Eagles could get whatever they wanted against them. Marquise Pouncey, their center, foot injury. He's questionable. Guard David DeCastro left Sunday's game. Abdominal injury. And Marcus Allen and Derek Watt remain out, linebacker and fullback. This is a very interesting spot. Take it away, Bebsy. Browns Steelers.
Al Cervic kind of beat me to what I was going to say. Please let the Browns hype train drive this line down. It's already taken it down a little bit. I wonder if sitting on this is the play because I want the Steelers. I'll take them at 3.5. I wouldn't mind them at 3. I love them at 2.5. But to me, this is – listen, old habits die hard in this game. And even when the Browns are good, and I know that hasn't been very often, but Pittsburgh just always has their number. And right now, Pittsburgh is just a better, healthier football team than the Browns. They're better on paper, top to bottom. And they are healthier than them right now. And saying it's a bit contrite to say that the Browns put up all these points against the number 1 offense. We know that's a skewed stat. First of all, because they were without their biggest playmaker. They were also without Malik Hooker, and they haven't really faced enough talent for me to call them the best yet. I think this Browns team is looking better. I think they are on the upswing. But I think this is a massive letdown spot for the Browns. So I'm taking the Steelers. The only question is, do I jump on it now or do I wait and, like Al Cervic said, see if this line comes down a bit more because people are getting a little too excited about the Brownies. They're good. I like where they're going, but you got to pump the brakes a little bit on them. And I just think the Steelers are a vastly superior team.
On Sunday, this opened up on Sunday night at 8:10 p.m. It opened up as a 4-point Browns Dogs, and that was juiced towards the Steelers at -4. within 10 minutes, money came in on the Steelers. It went to 4.5. So it was 4.5, and then Monday morning 4.5, and then at lunchtime, or even at 3 p.m. was the big move. 3 p.m. it moves to 3.5, and that's where it's been since 3 p.m. yesterday at 3.5, and it's been at the same juice. Viper MB says, I'm with Bebsy. I'll be on the Steelers for sure if it hits 3. I don't see it hitting 3.
Yeah, I feel like it's just get in on it now because it's probably not going to go any lower, and I'm still okay with 3.5.
Milo says Steelers double up. How could they possibly put it to 3? I think that if they put it to 3, massive bets. If they put it to 3, they'll be there for a minute because massive bets will come in. But Dennis Garcia says the correct line for this game is Pittsburgh minus 2.5, which means, as you know, we give 3 points to the home team on a neutral site. Browns would be half-point favorites. Sammy B says, love the Cleveland action coming in, taking Pitt all day. By the way, Bebsy, Sammy B here, Lowbagger in the chat, he's played at Steve's poker game.
Oh, hey now.
Yeah, he's played at Steve's poker game.
That's a dangerous or incredibly lucrative game.
He's done well at it. Those of you guys remember Tim Steves from the draft show. We actually had Bebenek, Steves, and Whale Capper on the draft show. We're all going to be rolling on the show tonight. Al Cervix says, I'm already on Pittsburgh. D is going to be out for blood after the helmet incident. Of course, the Myles Garrett helmet incident, which Pittsburgh is playing down. Do you think that has any element in this spot? And Mr. says Baker has busted ribs, I heard. Man, this is making me want to bet the Steelers right now.
Well, here's the other thing, too, is we see how the Browns look when everything is going nice. But when it's going poorly, we see Baker pout. He's a sucky baby. We've seen the sucky baby trench coat mustache look from him. He's just not a guy who handles adversity well. He's not a guy who I think can lead a team when they're getting pumped a little bit. So, I mean, as much as I really enjoy the Browns looking good, because I do, I just feel bad for them. I feel bad for their fans. I want them to do well. I just think this is a massive letdown spot. I think the Steelers are a legitimate contender this year, and I think the Browns are still pretenders.
So, with that being said, do you want to move on the Steelers minus 3.5 right now?
I think I have to because common sense is going to take this one back up, don't you think?
I just think that half point is so crucial. I just would be shocked. Let's see what we could give you, and then we'll talk total here. Let's see what we could give you, though, in this exciting Browns-Steelers spot. It's 3.5. Actually, there's a 4 at Fox Bet. So it's 3.5s across the board, and they're all at minus 110. Bet America at minus 111, same with resortscasino.com. But while you're making a decision, Ixnizzle's Ohio's finest, man. Ixnizzle, low bagger in the chat, living in Cleveland, and he says, don't feel bad for us. We don't need pity. That's why we love Browns fans.
Sorry. My pity is you know what? You got to love Browns fans because they had a parade when they went 0-16. Some of my best friends are Browns fans, and when things go wrong, they just kind of shrug. They're like, like nothing phases them anymore.
Yeah. Team taken away from them. This total has gone from 50 to 51. Cleveland can put up points, and I don't know what to make of Pittsburgh's inability to stop the Eagles on third down last out. What do you think of this total?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'd lean over, but I'm not too excited about it. It is a bit high, and I'm only saying that because I haven't forgotten week 1 when the Browns were atrocious. And that was the best team they've played so far. They played the Ravens week 1, a divisional opponent, and just got smashed. So there's my apprehension about the over. Because if they come out and look like they did that week, which I don't think they will, but they might, that's where I lay off this and think the under could be in play. But we've seen them put up points a bunch, so I'm not so excited about the total, the points total. I am a little bit interested in this first half. Let's see what you would get first half.
Let's take a look at what you would get first half. Here we go. First half, only 3 of the books are out. BetMGM, PointsBet, and BetRivers. You can have a -2.5 juiced. The best 2.5 is at BetMGM at -118 or a -3 at -105.
And get a -2.5 on that first half?
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in that.
-2.5 at -118. Do you want to pull the trigger?
I want to pull the trigger on the full game. Let me think about the other one.
All right. Well, let's give you the full game right now, and I might ride with you on this. Interesting that Dennis says the proper line or his line would be 2.5. Very interesting. -3.5 at -110. That's available everywhere.
Alvin Smith said, "What about first half, Bebsy?" I don't know. What about first half?
Well, we're going to give you the 3.5 right now, -110.
Oh no, he's easy. Yeah. Sorry, there's a delay on that. Yeah, I like. Man, I might double up on this game.
Well, you have time to put it together. Let's hear what Ohio's finest, Ixnil 420 says. It's going to be a bloodbath. We know the Steelers are going to bring it. Can Baker man up and lead us to victory? We shall see. Browns D is weak, but has taken advantage of turnovers and have scored off of them. And Nilo says, evenly matched teams, it should be -2.5, not 4. All righty. Steelers full game, -3.5, -110 from DraftKings for our Bebsy. Alvin Smith thinking of doubling up. And I'm not sure what to do. Nilo saying maybe to the over.